Hi Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising, welcome to Ethernal Realms and welcome to your month ahead reading. First things first, we have a total lunar eclipse in your zodiac and we also had a solar eclipse in your opposite zodiac, Scorpio, in your 7th house if we go by the rising sign last month. So 8th of November, 25th of October, these are some noteworthy dates. That's when the eclipses are occurring. I've made a zodiac specific reading for your eclipse, so if you're interested, you can check that out. And I will also be making a zodiac specific reading for the coming eclipse, so stay tuned for that. But this one here is involving Mercury and Uranus, which involves the mind and the higher mind. There are going to be some things that are shaken up. There will be some changes we make to ourselves. In your case, that is quite literal, being in your first house of personality, appearance, attitude, and your general, disposition, how you present yourself to the world, and also how you perceive the world. So there will be some shifts here, and that would involve letting go of old ways of thinking and patterns related with communication and how we connect with the other side. It can be any one-on-one relationships, but most commonly we talk about the romantic relationships in this sector, but does not have to be, okay? And also Saturn is in the mix. It is squaring both of these nodes, so it is going to be about what is limiting us, why aren't we feeling free, where are we stagnant, and how can we shake things up and bring in more independence and freedom for ourselves. So let's see how all of this is kind of playing into your life. Also, okay, you know what? I will mention it as we go along. So we have the waning gibbous moon with express, okay? So you're expressing something here. You might be gathering the courage to express something to someone, or you're listening to someone express as well. But given that the North Node is in your sign, you are definitely star of the show, and also the eclipse in your sign. So you're star of the show at this time, and people are more inclined to observe you and understand you and listen to you as well. We have the 9 of Wands coming up next. This is about perseverance, determination, fighting for something, the final push, because after the 9 the cycle ends and everything is done and dusted. So in the 9 of Wands, it's like, okay, I don't have too much energy, but I'm gonna keep going. It's like you've gotten a boost of energy at this time with the North Node traveling in your zodiac and all of these different aspects that the other planets are making. So that has been giving you a lot of push to keep on going. Although I can understand if you're feeling a little bit tired and weary at this time, because it's sort of like on steroids, this energy. So yeah, but you're almost there and you have been really strong. And Taurus is kind of about resilience and perseverance as well. It's about the practical side of things and contains so much energy. It just does not want to use it too much too fast. But with the 9 of Wands, like I said, you're succeeding in whatever you have been working for, and you're going to finish this chapter soon. We have 7 of Swords, which can talk about strategy, clever thinking on your feet, basically being very resourceful with your ideas, how you circulate the same information, for example, in a strategic manner. So strategy, resourcefulness, and cleverness is very emphasized here. It can also talk about lying, deception, and manipulation in the shadow side, but of course it does not have to go there, even though it's easy to point a finger at others. This is sort of just being very mindful of where you are putting your attention. Okay, if you don't want to listen to someone, you might escape that situation, for example. If you don't want to spend time with certain people, you're just gonna move away from that and release certain people, since the South Node is in the people house. Yeah. All right, then we have the 2 of Cups, which of course is about partnerships and connections. So you might be once again letting go of certain relationships which are not benefiting you, or you're releasing old difficulties connected with an existing relationship. If you have limiting beliefs regarding relationships or the type of people that you attract, this eclipse is kind of sorting that out and bringing you into a level-headed state and a level playing field as well. You're kind of making space to allow someone or a type of relationship that is very constructive to you, that helps you out and supports you when you're going through difficult times. Very supportive and understanding. It can even be new friends, by the way. It does not have to be romantic. Yeah, speaking of that, we have Three of Pentacles. Perhaps you want to find people that you can work with, who you can trust in terms of quality, in terms of work ethic, perhaps. This is also having a cooperative surrounding. So if people are just draining your energy and kind of putting more on your plate than needs to be there, you're kind of saying no to that. Like, I need people who are going to be on my team and not against me. Okay, so who am I working with? That's something you're thinking about, perhaps not professionally necessarily, although many times it is about that. But also, who can you trust? Who are you able to rely upon? Things like that. Who is really on your side? Okay, then we have finally the moon. Okay, so this is something that is unclear, muddled thinking, or needing to trust your intuition, but then not being able to trust your intuition because you're not sure if that's delusional or really intuition speaking. It's kind of that thing. There is a veil of cloudedness that makes a final decision very difficult. Let's say you're making a strategy, like we saw over here. You're making a strategy for something and you don't know if it is going to work or not. You're just going to have to shoot in the dark, work with the people, kind of ask for advice from people who are more experienced in that regard, for their help, and you're just going to have to bank on that, right? So that's why you're also evaluating who is trustworthy and who is not. And also you're learning to trust your own intuition throughout this process. Okay, but there can be some shadiness in the workplace or relationship, because the moon and the Seven of Swords is like something is really being veiled from you and it's totally unknown. Some of you could be thinking of, asking out someone and you're really nervous to go and approach them. Perhaps you work with them or something. In a positive manner, that's what this is signifying, but you're kind of bolstering up the courage and you're like, no, I like this person, so I'm gonna ask them out, no problem if I'm a little bit nervous and things are unclear, right? So it does not have to be in the sense that someone is lying and going behind your back and blah blah blah, because you're really strong and you're like, yeah, I have my boundaries up, I can take care of myself. So yeah, I know who I can rely on and I trust myself and my skills. So there you go. I'm not going to tolerate BS from anyone. Okay, then we have You Are Magic, which is once again putting you in that manifestation position, putting you in that authority and leadership state where you are totally capable of taking care of yourself. And because you're taking that ownership, you're also attracting that type of crowd. You're not settling for something that is absolutely not fitting for you anymore, right? You're recognizing your worth. Taurus is the zodiac for worth. That's amusing. I did not think of that while I was saying that, but yeah. Okay, then we have Nourish the Sacred Feminine. Some of you have Moon in Taurus. Yeah, I've been seeing that quite often recently, so I just felt like saying it for some reason. I don't have Moon in Taurus, so that's amusing that I would come across that so often. But anyway, we have Nourish the Sacred Feminine, which is talking about the intuition, the spiritual body, and the emotional body as well. Learning to trust that side. And also respecting your feminine energies of creation, flow, harmony, diplomacy, tact, all of those things. And also creativity, if that's something that is resonant for you. You might be finding a very supportive and loving team that helps you out in your creative projects or whatever you're working towards in this month. All right. Then we have Parallel Universes. Making different realities possible. That with the You Are Magic is basically talking about manifestation powers, right? It is, what do you choose right now? What do you choose right now? Because your choice at this moment is going to decide how certain things unfold. There can be a decision-making point that comes here, and you're trying to gather more understanding before you make a final choice. But once again, it might be a little bit unclear. again, going by the asking someone out example, you might be thinking, okay, should I ask them out in this scenario or in this place with blah, blah, blah arrangement, and so on, right? There are many different possibilities, but how they pan out is going to be different based on what you choose right now. You can make a lot of different things happen here, basically that. Then we have supernova, which again is a burst of excitement, inspiration, creativity, and so on. It's a holy beginning, right? You have so much material now within this gaseous cloud to make new planets happen, new stars happen. You can manifest different things into reality by just owning that power. You know, not giving it away, not thinking that someone else has it, not delegating in any way, but embracing it. You know, like, no, my reality is my reality, right? So I'm going to shape it the way I want. Not because we're being delusional. Again, you might fear that. You might think that, is this all crazy? You know, am I being crazy here? Am I imagining all of this? But it's not really, because it's kind of just the energy there right now. Scorpio is super esoteric and goes into the occult, and it understands what is not visible. Meanwhile, Taurus is like, why would you go to things that are not tangible or not visible? Because we're going to deal with the tangible reality, isn't it? So it kind of might not see the point of going behind the scenes and observing all of that. But there is so much energy in that area. That's kind of the resource, right? Scorpio is the resource because the South Node is there. We're going to use our manifestation powers, our visualization, and our focus powers to make magic happen out of nothing. Okay. Then what do we have? We have Proton, which is a positive mindset. You're keeping a positive mindset. You're prioritizing positivity in your life. Okay, that's what I'm getting there. And you're also attracting like-minded people. Okay, then we have optical doubles. This is signifying what seems close by is far away, and what seems far away is kind of close by. But either way, to us, it looks like they're right next to each other. And hang on, I said it different. That was something else. That was parsec, I think. Hang on, give me a moment. Okay, so it says illusory harmony or contraposition. There is no darkness or lack of light, just different paths to be traveled. These are stars that appear to be close together, but in fact are actually quite separated and unrelated. And it's only appearing close because of the perspective effect. Change is never painful, only the resistance to change is painful. That is so true. My goodness, that is so true. Good thing I read it. So you being a fixed sign, you might be having a difficult time with change, and Scorpio is all about changes. So there will be some relationship dynamics that are coming into focus, and that is going to shift for you. It can even be that some of you realize that the person you're with is not resonating with you anymore, or that you were with this person because of a certain illusion. It won't be a shock. Okay, it won't be a shock. I don't see any tower here, and no tower-like cards either. So it's not going to be shocking. But yeah, for those of you that this is resonating with, you might make the final judgment, although you're on the verge of making the final judgment. You might be fighting quite a bit recently, and you might be questioning this quite a lot. Yeah, but for others of you, this is also kind of finding a supportive group that you can talk to. If you want advice in terms of relationships, there could be someone that you come across who gives you very constructive information as well. So you're kind of mitigating the separation that already exists. It kind of depends on what your situation is, so please take it as it resonates. But either way, there is a separation, and it is kind of your choice whether you want to close the gap or you want to release it and kind of make the gap a finality. Some of you might be escaping the situation, not in a bad way. I don't feel that in a bad way. Kind of leaving the situation, basically. Okay. Then we also have troposphere, which is about having all of the resources that you need to make a new reality happen. Troposphere is the layer of the atmosphere that you have all of the elements that are needed for life to take place. And because of that, of course, life flourishes. So it's kind of making a canvas which is full of whatever you require, and nothing extra, nothing little. I feel everything in well-balanced proportions, ideal for a new manifestation to take place. Okay, then we have strength of character and moral integrity. Wow. So you are definitely in the right here, regardless of what this illusion, delusion, separation thing is going on. You seem to be in the right, and you're standing up for what you really believe in. And whatever uncontrollable and unknown situations that can occur, that is coming from external sources, not that you are shocked or surprised. Okay. All right, so you are totally in maintaining your strength, and if this is not about relationships necessarily, but like the way you connect with people, then this here is showing that you will remain in the right. You're going to show fortitude, and people are bound to respect that. So you will attract like-minded people and like-skilled people as well to support you along your journey. Then we have graciousness and benevolence. So you're being generous, you're being very kind this month here, and you will receive that type of generosity from the universe as well, in the form of getting what you really desire and need in order to up-level your existence or your life in the coming few years here. This is kind of spreading the seed. These nodal axes first put in the seed, and it pans out for a very long time, like 9 years almost, and it kind of returns to the same spot in 18 years. So these are really huge cycles that come into play. So the universe is granting you everything that you need as a starting point to make your dreams and wishes come to fruition, and kind of releasing all the toxicities that are just not, working for you anymore. I feel you're in that space where you don't want to resist, but at the same time, you're kind of keeping the structures as well. Because we saw this change is never painful, only the resistance to change is painful. The Nine of Wands can be talking about that resistance that you are putting up, and instead, I don't think this is going to stay for long because of this feminine and watery energy that we see here. You learn this harmony, and you learn to flow with life, and also the unknown topics if you have not already. But there is a chance here to work with the universe, okay? It's up to you to grab it. So let's see your astro dice for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising, November, please. We have the Sun in the 5th house and Libra. Yeah, God, dating life. This is so clear. For some of you, you are asking someone out. Okay. Or, yeah, I think you are asking someone out. But this is something with relationships, art, aesthetics, something creative, who you're working with, cooperating with, and also your one-on-one relationships that you have fun with. So again, it does not have to be a crush or relationship situation. It can be friends that you enjoy with, the team that you want to work with and relate to. That is coming into focus, and you are having fun with these right, like-minded people. You just gotta go with the flow and see where harmony can happen naturally. Okay, instead of trying to make something fit that clearly does not. So that's what I have for you, Taurus. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope the reading resonated and helps you out. Check out the eclipse videos. It'll give you a lot more information very specific to the eclipses. And I hope to see you some other time. Let me know your thoughts, by the way. And if you want a personal reading, you can reach me via Etsy. The link is in the description box in the comment below. I will see you some other time. Until then, take care. Bye.